about watching us through the camera? You're freaking me out. I don't like that. I'm right here.
If you need to move my stuff, you can.
Oh, but I'm gonna make whoever's watching this motion stuff. All right.
Okay. Our center was on interactive posters, and so they talked about posters more than just for hanging on the wall and saying this is the formula of how to find the volume or whatever like that. But they actually, the kids can go up there and stick something on the poster or write something on the poster or, you know, interact with the poster. I'm assuming these are from yesterday, so this is kind of what we looked at first. We both liked this one. We talked about how equivalent fractions are hard for kids all throughout, so we really liked this one and how they had both picture models, the 1/2 and the 3/6. Any other key?
A couple things that were interesting is the idea that when they made the posters, they wanted you to be able to have an entry point at any of the areas. So you don't want to necessarily, okay, we're whole numbers, we're moving to tenths and then to hundreds. If you gave them hundreds, they could go this way. So you can't just have something that's always linear left to right, that you could give anything and say, okay, write down the percent, go to scientific notation, go back to fractions. You don't always have to go left to right. They could pick any of those spots and go either any direction from there. They also talked about the use of different colors of sticky notes when you do it, and sometimes it works well, sometimes it doesn't, depending if you get kids in columns with a certain color sticky notes. They had an example in there that then the kids all wanted to start with that one color, and they knew that they could get the problems done with that. So sometimes you may not want different colors for sticky notes. We thought for ours, instead of, you know, they gave examples, this column being a color and this being a color. When we did ours, we decided to go with, since they all represent the same number, the same colors going across instead of up and down. Or if you may choose to not use it, that's an option there, that if you want to use different color sticky notes to represent things on your chart as well.
So we did ours on scientific notation, from decimal form to fraction form to percent form to scientific notation, or, you know, like Brent said, starting at any one of those and getting the equal forms. The standard that we used was the 8th grade standard, 8th grade E4, and then we thought that it led into the E3, which is taking scientific numbers and then saying that that's 20 times larger or whatever. So we thought that would be a good introduction into that standard.
A couple of things we talked about with the poster was this would be things with scientific notation to a negative exponent, so that it all stays in the decimal form, because if you went to positive, it kind of, you're going to be in a whole number all the way across, so it's going to lose some meaning with it, and I think kids struggle with the negative exponent more than they do the positive anyway. Mm-hmm. And we also talked about whether do you reduce that fraction or not, and it depends where your kids are with that. I talked about our class, we still struggle with some place value, and so for us to see it there without reducing that fraction actually would help our kids see where they're going with it and what that decimal actually means. Or you could do 2 sticky notes, one with the original fraction and then reduce the fraction and put 2 columns there with it.
Some other ideas that we had for this poster, this handout is really good. It had straight lines. But this is really good. It had straight lines, so like slope intercept form, equation, graph, things like that. It even had a high school quadratic functions as well.
Did you do anything with the other poster? The other activity that was at your station?
No, we didn't get to it.
Okay.